What's going on right here?
Are we talking about the roots again?
No, you got.
Oh, I got my pebbles.
Your little shorties that are like right here. What is happening, everybody? Hello. It's Sunday live haul. Tell us, Victoria, what's your
telling you?
What's your general mood today?
I'm over it today. Is this done yet? Can we go back to normal yet? Because
I gotta say,
over it.
I don't know about the rest.
I don't know about the quarantine 15. I feel like I put on the quarantine 50. I feel like crap. I feel like I weigh 400 pounds. I'm sick of eating. Yet that's all I seem to do.
I think it's just like, I mean, I don't know about anybody else. Like, our sales are doing okay. You like destroyed me this week. I think you like doubled me, but it's like, we're fine. Our businesses are fine. We're working. And we're always home anyway, but it's just like this general feeling of malaise. And
that's a good word. General feeling of malaise.
And just like, it's really, really hard to stay motivated and to like get stuff done. Like I've just been listing like 10 things every day, which is definitely like not anywhere close to what I used to do. I used to do like a good day, I'd do 15 to 20. Now it's like, just get me through that 10. And then I cross-post them. And it's just...
And I'm doing 2 or 3 I'm doing 3 Zoom calls a week right now, just with camp planning, which is fun. It's great, but it's a time suck. You know, even I'm like, we're still staying, we're doing our 2 shows a week. We're still staying interactive and social with people, even if it's behind a screen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like, you can only handle this for so long.
I'm kind of going stir crazy.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's like I said, like we're not in like any kind of financial trouble. Like I'm sure lots of people out there are. We haven't lost anyone close to us. We have some friends that are sick right now, but we are hopeful that they're going to be okay. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's just this, like having to be separated from all the people that you care about. And I don't know, it's wearing us down, guys. Just getting real here. It's wearing us down.
I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys feel the same way, if not all of you feel the same way. And I understand that for people that are essential workers that are still leaving every day to go to work, it must feel a little bit different. Obviously, it's still strange.
Yeah.
Just, you know, everybody wearing masks and gloves and a lot of all the differences that are happening, but they're still getting out of the house and getting, you know, going out and doing stuff every day, whether they want to or not. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a little bit different. But yeah, I'm over it. I'm feeling like I'm exhausted all the time, and I know that that's just I'm just shutting down, because I think as human beings we're not meant to process this reality this way. You can't worry too much. You just your body can only take so much. Your mind can only take so much. I can only take so much fighting on the interwebs between people with different political parties. And you stay home. No, I'm going to open up the country. No, I want to stay home. Now I'm going to get my guns. I can't anymore.
I think it's just like a situational depression. It's like when, you know, because for me, like I think you've had it a lot harder than I have, but even for me, it's like, it just feels like, bleh.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle with depression anyway. And generally speaking, up until last year was a really, really hard year for a lot of reasons Katie and I have talked about before. And we won't get into details on the show, but we did do a show about it. Last year was a really hard year. And this year we had a lot of things that we were looking forward to. And pretty much this year is canceled. So that does not help either. You know what I mean? Like 2020, canceled.
Yeah. So it is what it is. You know, just try to get more into the swing of things. And
by the way, I do want to say, look at not just comment on that comment, because I think you're correct, and I think this is a bit of a grieving process where we're grieving the loss of life as we know it right now. And hopefully we can hope that it's only temporary and that it will change at some point. But I think that there's been a lot of verbiage thrown around as like America 2.0. The changes that are going to be happening. I think that, you know, a lot of it is the reality. It's moving forward. A lot of things are going to change. So, but I also wanted to say hi, Annette. She never pops into our live shows. So I just wanted to say hi. Thanks for popping in and saying hi.
Well, and I think stress and uncertainty and, you know, things being out of your control, all of those things are things that kind of tire you out. Like and so then it feels like, well, I haven't done anything. So why am I so exhausted? Like you're up for a couple hours and you're like, I'm just exhausted. And you feel almost like there's something wrong with you, or you should feel guilty because you're so tired. And it's like, no, I think it's because your brain is working overtime, and it's like, that's why that happens.
I think your brain shuts down because that's the way that's a self-protection mode. So for me, it's like, yeah, I'm constantly exhausted, and yet I'm doing nothing but getting fatter by the day. I swear. Oh my God. Anyway, we need to actually try and do something active this week. The weather is gorgeous. It is beautiful outside. We're about to hit 100 degrees today or tomorrow. So I definitely want to, at least we need to like get out and start walking around the block or something. I mean, we're going in the backyard a little bit. No, you're coming. Get off your ass too. We need to get more physical. So I think that will help. That certainly helps people. But,
well, and tomorrow I'm going to set up your little pool.
I know. I have a little mini wading pool. It's pretty sad. We'll take a picture at some point.
It's a wading pool. These are actually, they have them at Walmart. They're only like $40. And the nice thing is that you can order them online and go pick them up. And at least the Walmart here that we have here, they have that pickup tower thing. So you don't have to like go through a line or anything. You just go up to the little tower and you scan your barcode, and a locker just pops open automatically. You take your thing and leave. But it was like $40. It's like a 2-person pool. It's got like 2 seats. It's like an inflatable pool, but it's not like it's bigger than a wading pool.
Not much.
Not much. But it's like, come on,
we have our neighborhood pool.
I don't know about you.
We have our neighborhood pool, but we don't really, we have an HOA. So it's a key entry neighborhood pool, like a lot of planned developments have in the South and in the Southwest. So I don't even know if it's open, to be honest with you. I haven't been over there, but I don't want to, it's 2 people-y. So we got a little blow-up pool to sit in the backyard so that I can at least get in the water and lay in the sun. I need a tan. Look at how white I am. This is white. Yep, totally, Sandra. You know what? That's the good thing about having high walls. I'm going to have a ghetto trailer park pool right in my backyard, and I don't care.
Whatever. It's fancy. It's real fancy. It's not like you're going to the community pool and swimming laps. We're just like floating around the water there too. So it's good enough. It's really good enough. It's gonna be.
Kelly asked, where do we live? We live right outside Las Vegas. We live here in Henderson, about 5 miles outside of Las Vegas proper.
It's gonna be in the mid-upper 90s, and at least I think it's gonna hit 100.
I think it'll hit 100 today. Actually, here in Henderson, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 96 or 97 in Las Vegas, and we're usually a good 3 to 5 degrees warmer where we are right here.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be nice. Anyway. All right, should we get to the show?
Yeah, I suppose.
We
had our whole bitch fest for the first 10 minutes. Sorry, guys.
Whatever. I think it's important to talk about this stuff because the reality is everybody's struggling. Most people are struggling anyway, whether it's really immediate things like finances, or it's just the deprivation of like social contact and stuff like that. I think a lot of people are going through the same stuff. So I'd rather us like talk about it and actually, address it than pretend like we're just doing our show like it's no big deal and we're having a good old time.
Yeah.
The reality is, like, just before we started the show, Vicki looked like she was ready to like crawl into a cave and go hibernate for like a year.
She's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine."
Pretty much. Anyway, so this is our Sunday live haul, and we actually do have a haul this week. Not a little bit, huge one, but a little bit. Yeah, Barry actually came and brought us a bunch of stuff, and we did some shopping out of his car.
We did some social distancing shopping out of his vehicle.
Yep, pretty much.
In the front yard. He came by on Wednesday night.
Yeah. So I got some, he brought me some cool shirts, and he brought you some hard goods. And then I also have some stuff that I ordered online. I can show you some. We
don't have a ton. It's not a huge haul, but we have a little. Yeah. I have about 5 or 6 things to show. And yeah, I think it's real when you talk about the things that people are going through right now. I mean, because we do a live show, we don't do pre-recorded shows where we're talking about specific topics or just doing like a haul video or what sold video that's pre-recorded. I think it's important because a lot of people tune in for us to have that interaction with anyway.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Like, we're just like, this is it. You know what I mean? I think we're all struggling. Some people are struggling more than others. And like Katy said, we're not struggling financially. We're going to be okay. Unless something happens and the USPS gets shut down, but I don't want to go there because I don't think that'll happen. Yeah. But, we're okay. Obviously, we're not having any problems buying groceries because.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But you know, the rest of the stuff is tough. The rest of the stuff is tough.
It is. Can you imagine, like, back in the olden times, like, you think of like Laura Ingalls and like when you read the books, because you know, like, you watch the show, they like live in
I sold the series. I sold the book series this week, by the way. Strangely that you said that.
But like when you read the actual series of books, you know, there are a lot of times where they're living like out in the middle of freaking nowhere, and it's like maybe they see somebody once or twice a year, and it's just like, can you imagine like just being just you and your family?
No,
24/7.
I can't.
Why don't you do all the cooking?
Why don't you read Alexis is right there? Alexis is like, I don't really need to go anywhere, but it'd be nice if my kids took a little trip.
I know we don't have a lot to complain about because all we have is a couple of little dogs, but I mean they are pretty rotten.
Yeah, I did step in a puddle of pee in the kitchen last night because my little shit dog decided to pee in the middle of the floor for no apparent reason again.
So rude, so rude. Anyway, so we have our show broken up into 3 parts. The first part, we go over our numbers for the last week. And what are you trying to do?
I just want, Tommy's brought this up a couple of times. Yeah, no, we don't really want to talk about our mayor.
She's not our mayor. We live in Henderson.
First of all, we live in Henderson. She's not our mayor. Second of all, she does not have any jurisdiction over the Strip. The Strip is actually an unincorporated portion of Las Vegas called Clark County. It's Paradise, Las Vegas. So her babbling about open and wide up and stuff like that, her little area doesn't even incorporate the Strip.
Yeah. Nobody listens to her.
And the governor's her boss, and that's not happening anytime soon. So she's just a moron that embarrassed herself and our entire city, basically, on Anderson Cooper. She needs to lay off the martinis.
Pretty much. All right, so first part of the show, we go over our real numbers. Second part of the show, we look at our sales highlights for the last week. And then the last part, we go into our haul. And we actually have a little haul for you this week, so it's very exciting. But anyway, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. And should we go ahead and look at these numbers? You guys, seriously?
I trounced her.
Like, good. Like last week, I had pretty good sales. You still did more than me last week. But last week, I had pretty good sales. This week, they dropped down quite a bit. And then you just were like, I'm just going to keep selling lots of stuff. And you pretty much sold like double. So
I had a good week, but I had a lot of shipping. A lot of heavy crap.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's look at, we'll start with my numbers. So, all right. So this is for the week. Let me get to make the screen bigger. This is for the week ending yesterday. So I had, if you remember last week, I had like 30 orders go out on eBay. This week, just 19. Etsy and Grailed, I had 17 outgoing orders. I believe 14 of those were, or 13 of those were Etsy, and then the rest were Grailed. So I had a total of 36 outgoing orders. My eBay gross sales, I think last week I hit 2,000, or I hit like 18 or 1900, but this week $1,205.95. My Etsy and Grailed together were $892.27. So my total gross sales for this week, $2,098.22. I really want to be able to hit 2,000 just on eBay, but meh, can't win them all. So a little over 2,000. My shipping, not too bad, $181.91. My promoted listing fees on eBay and on Etsy, $144.71. And
boy, I even beat you with my ASP. I never do that.
Wait, did I read the wrong number? Anyway, my promotion fee is $73.52. Those are my final value fees. Anyway, so my cost of goods, $305. So my total net sales after all my costs, $1,312.77. My gross average sale price, my ASP, $58.28. So that's a little below. I like to keep it above 60, so I'm not super stoked about that. But $58.28, and then my net average sale price after all my costs, $36.47. So for me, it was a mediocre week. Not terrible, not great, but definitely like last week, my sales were pretty good, and then this week it's like meow, 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 meow. So whatever. Anyway, all right, you want to look at yours? You guys ready for this ridiculousness? Ugh, jerk. Go ahead.
It was a good week.
Go ahead.
So I had 55 orders on eBay, 11 between Etsy and Posh and Macari for a total of 66. I did $3,230 on eBay, $729 between Etsy, Posh, and Macari for a total of $3,960. Again, $2,000 to $2,500 is pretty much my my average per week and my goal per week. So I'm real happy with doing 4,000 or almost 4,000.
You didn't do 4,000.
I said almost.
Fell short.
Yes, I did. I fell short.
Yeah.
So my shipping was super high because I did have some really big heavy items and I did have a lot of international sales. So my shipping was $532. My promoted listing fees on eBay only, $51.21, and eBay final value fees $295. Etsy / Posh / Macari somewhere around the $65 range. Always give or take another $5 to $10 because that one isn't calculated exactly because it's three different platforms with three different ways. So my total cost $943 and change. My cost of goods super low. So and considering I had such really good sales, my cost of goods were very, very low. $215 cost of goods.
Ridiculous.
So my total net sales $2,800. Just over 2,800. So my ASP of $60 exactly, which is weird.
You jerk.
Beat Katy by $1 and change.
Yeah.
And my net ASP of $42 and change is still really good. So
You
yeah,
jerk.
I'm very pleased with this week. God, if this could be my week every week, that'd be great.
Oh, are you pleased? You're pleased.
I am pleased.
You're happy.
This is the sound of jealousy. That is what jealous sounds like.
No, I was fine. All right, so those were our numbers for the last week. So yeah, we're doing all right. You're doing real good. Hopefully I'll be able to kick things up. I think for me, like, it's starting to catch up with me a little bit, like not doing a whole lot of listing, not having as good of new stuff being added to my store. Hopefully some of the stuff that I got from Barry this last week, there's some high dollar items there that I think will be really good. I do have an appointment. I do have a plan in place to go and meet up with Jesse at yesterday's Fits and do a big buy on Tuesday. So I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be adding a lot of really cool stuff to my store that's hopefully going to drive my my numbers back up. Because, you know, ever since I've been, you know, paying up a lot more over the last several months, after I started like really sourcing a lot from yesterday's Fits, like I've seen my sales go up and up, and my average sale price go up, and so that really has made a big difference. So yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. What's going on with what are we talking about? Sour cream in here?
Food again. Food, sour cream, ice cream with some chocolate chips. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Keep going.
You know, we had
ignore the banter.
Let's talk about dinner food really quick though. What did we have for dinner last night?
Oh, we made our own cheesesteaks at home.
Yeah. Well,
okay. So I hate to cook, right? But I will, and I do. And I fully intended to cook last night. But Katy actually likes cooking, and I don't. So she offered to cook, even though the meal was my idea last night.
Yes.
But yes.
We did Philly cheesesteaks. And let's ask you guys, let's take a poll of the audience for cheesesteaks. If you do eat cheesesteaks, which do you prefer? You put a 1 down for provolone cheese, or you put a 2 down for, what do they call it? Like the liquid cheese
whiz.
The Cheez Whiz. Do you do provolone 1, Cheez Whiz 2? Provolone 1, Cheez Whiz 2. Vicki is a provolone girl. I am a Cheez Whiz girl when it comes to a Philly cheesesteak. So I made our Philly cheesesteaks. Didn't have mushrooms, but I did onions and green peppers.
What numbers are which ones again?
1 is provolone, and 2 is Cheez Whiz.
Oh, provolone is winning by far.
Yeah. So provolone. So I made it in the pan, and then I kind of separated the meat out or whatever, and I put her provolone on one side, and then I actually got like those Kraft singles.
The almost cheese.
Basically,
cheese.
Once it melts, it's basically the same as Cheez Whiz. And oh my goodness, so they were good sandwiches, right?
So Barbara, Cheez Whiz on cheesesteak is how a traditional Philly cheesesteak is. A Philly cheesesteak is basically that fake nacho cheese.
Cheez Whiz is traditional.
It's gross. I didn't say it was a Philly cheesesteak. I said it was a cheesesteak. That's what I ate.
But Philly cheese, no, she's saying it's not a Philly cheese if it's not provolone, and she is incorrect. Okay, Cheez Whiz is a Philly cheesesteak. I'm just saying, you jerks. Anyway, yeah, Victoria Smith, you shut your mouth.
No, I don't
Where'd
like
she go?
I don't like Cheez Whiz.
Yeah. On a sandwich, yes.
No, gross.
Yes. Delicious. Delicious.
Now, Martha, just because I agree with you, just keep the politics out of the chat, please.
All right. So let's go ahead and look at our sales highlights for the week.
Right. Paul is correct. With provolone, it's a grinder.
It's a grinder.
It's a steak and cheese grinder. That's what we call it from the East Coast.
All right. Why don't you tell us what you sold here? What's this?
Okay. So this is actually one. I had a buyer buy 2 items, paid for them separately on 2 separate days, and way overpaid for the shipping because it was going to, I want to say, Australia. But I didn't offer a refund. They didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
Even though I combined the shipping. So whatever.
Yeah.
So I paid maybe $2 or $3 for this at a thrift store. Sold for $69.97. Totally 80s color block, right? And I thought that was a pretty good.
Well, it's a great sale, especially considering like there's no tag, so it's not like it's any particular brand. It's all about the look. So I think that's a pretty good sale. All right. I haven't really been buying jerseys or anything like that anymore. It's just not my thing. I'm not good with them. But I had this Barry Sanders football jersey. Somebody made an offer for $100 this week, and I was like, heck yeah.
Oh, you've had that one for a while.
I've had it for a while, but I think I either paid like $5 or $10 for it, but I made $100 on it. So, and they already got it and put a review up, put feedback up, positive feedback, and said it was exactly what they were looking for. So
nice.
So yeah, I was pretty excited about it. I was like, I'll take $100 and get rid of this stupid jersey. I don't want it in my store anymore. Get out of here.
Curious introvert Shannon, we're happy to see your little avatar.
Yeah, of your feet.
And a mask, I think.
Or purse. It's a purse.
Okay, it's a purse.
You don't know.
I don't know.
All right, what's this?
So this was something I've had this for probably a good 6 to 9 months. I picked it up at a garage sale. I remember specifically I bought 2 of them from a garage sale, and I paid $5 a piece. So this sold finally. It sold for the price that you see there, $124.06.
Nice.
It's just a sale price, and no offers, nothing. A lot of my sales this week have been without offers.
Nice.
I do have best offer on almost anything over $30, but I've been getting most of my sales people are buying at my at the sale price and not offering anything. Not 69 months, 6 to 9 months, 6-9 months.
Yeah.
Anyway, sold for $124.06.
So this garage sale, I remember it. Didn't you buy a couple of these types of things?
Yeah.
And you sold the other one like really fast?
I sold the other one for like 180 or something.
But like within like the first week or something. So not too bad. That's pretty cool. Weird electronics.
Yeah.
All right, next one for me, the Rocketeer, this awesome Disney T-shirt. I've had it for like a little over a month, I think. And again, I think 100 is like the magic number for me today. Somebody offered me 100, and I was like, heck yeah. I think I paid like $25 for this at yesterday's Fits, but it's just a really cool T-shirt. I like the movie. I think you said you'd never seen the movie.
I have not seen the movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Anyway, yeah. So $100 on a T-shirt. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, next one for you.
This is the other item that sold to the woman that purchased the color block. She paid like $75 in shipping. This is a heavy, big, bulky jacket. So it was between 4 and 5 pounds total with the 2 items. But it was still overpayment. I probably could have given her a refund, but I didn't. Whatever. She didn't ask for one. So it sold for, this is another one I paid somewhere between $5 and $10 for it. It sold for $68.22 plus international shipping. So yeah, both sales together, they sold overnight, and she had paid for them separately. And I didn't even realize they went to 2 different people. They went to the same person until I went to package them.
Yeah.
Because it was 2 separate sales.
Right. Nice. All right. Here's this, this Batman Returns Penguin T-shirt. So this T-shirt, I've only had this for like, well, now it's been about a month. I think it was the last thing.
Your last trip.
My last trip to yesterday's Fits, like right before we went into shutdown mode. But anyway, this one I had been looking at every single time I went in there, but he had it priced up pretty high, as he should have. And I just wasn't ready to like make that leap. And then the last time I went in there, I think I got it down to like $50 along with like a bunch of other stuff. But it's a really cool Stanley DeSantis T-shirt. And so yeah, I haven't had it up for all that long. And somebody, actually nobody made an offer. I think this was from offers to buyers. And so it came out with some weird percentage off. So they paid $146.99. So I went from $50 to basically $150 in the matter of just a few weeks. But it's just a cool, anytime you see, not necessarily this tag, but if you see Stanley DeSantis anywhere on a tag, you definitely want to pick it up. I mean, there's some of his stuff is not worth as much, but there's a lot of really awesome ones. He's actually an actor, or was, I don't know if he's alive anymore, but he was an actor, like a character actor. And I think maybe he was a producer as well. I think he just like had the rights, like the merchandising rights or something to like a lot of different like movies and stuff like that. And that's how he ended up like having all these like T-shirts out there with his name on them, because it's really weird. Because he's not like he's a designer or anything like that, which is what you would think when you see somebody's name on something, but it's kind of strange.
So Martha, I agree with you. This would be a good time to do some boxes with yesterday's fits. The thing is, they're closed and they've been closed, so they're not getting any new merchandise either.
I'm going to be looking on Tuesday, and we'll see if they have the stuff to do boxes, because we actually were really close to doing boxes the last time I was in there. And I know that they did do a couple of big buys since then. So there may be boxes coming out this week. I can't guarantee it, though.
Yeah. See, Teresa just put you in your place. Hey, slow your roll, Katy. If Vicki sales aren't 4K, then that shirt isn't 150. Bam.
Burn.
Correct. Where's Trish? Correct.
All right, go ahead.
So this, I've talked about these before on the show, and I know that Alexis, if she's still in the chat, Alexis buys and sells a lot of books, and she sells them by the lots in color coding for decorators specifically. A lot of people do that. If you don't do that, and you have the opportunity to, you definitely should. But these are the types of books that people don't necessarily buy these because they're looking to read the specific titles or they're looking for specific titles. These sell as shelf fillers. They sell to decorators. They sell to people that want to decorate in their own home. They just want to fill the shelves. These were free. I've had these for a while. I think they were listed for a while and then they fell off of eBay. And the only reason that I even knew that they fell off was because someone messaged me and asked me about them. And they had been gone for God knows how long, months and months and months, taking up, significant amount of space and not being listed. So I finally relisted them last month, and they sold for, I took an offer for $80. I did have free shipping, but it was media mail, so it was like $13 media mail, even though they weighed about 25 pounds.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Next one for me. I didn't even tell you I sold this.
Ooh.
My Johnny Blaze sweatshirt. So I've actually had this for a while, probably maybe like 6 months or something like that, at least. But I got this at a Savers. I remember picking this up. Johnny Blaze, which
I think Lorna might have been with us when you found this one.
She might have.
Which tells you how long ago it was, because Lorna hasn't been here in a while now.
Anyway, Johnny Blaze was I don't think they make anything anymore, but it was a clothing line by Method Man from Wu-Tang Clan. And so some of their stuff can sell for quite a bit, but I think I paid like maybe $12. Like I might have paid up a little bit, but $12 for a sweatshirt at Savers here is pretty high. But it's just ridiculous. What would you call that? The monochrome? Is that what you would call it? It's got the
tone on tone.
Yeah. Anyway, this kind of crazy raised skull. It's very heavy. But somebody made an offer for $160.
Oh, that's the kind of offer I like.
Oh yeah.
It was on sale for $175. Yeah. Yep.
They made an offer for $160 and they're in the UK. So this really heavy sweatshirt, I didn't have to pay for shipping, and I got the $160. So really, like, I probably made, because I made a little extra on the shipping, I might have even made more than if somebody in the US had just bought it for the full price. But I was pretty happy to get this because, there's not all Johnny Blaze stuff is going to make a lot of money. And like I said, it took me quite a while. Like, you have to be okay with like waiting for the right buyer to come along, or sell it for a lot cheaper and just be done with it. But I like to take my time, man. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about it.
So Alexa says, we were not on our Zoom call. We have we've started, I guess, a weekly Zoom call with a group of our friends too. And Alexis is one of them. And she actually hosted the Zoom call this week. And I was inundated with shipping that particular day. And I couldn't make the Zoom call. So she said she sold 25 boxes of books for $200.
Crazy.
Yeah, she's getting them out of the garage.
Yeah. There you go. Jen is excited about my Johnny Blaze sale.
So 1 second, Tommy asked a question. Katie, do you think you get the prices because of the type of store you have or the actual item?
I think there's a combination of things. So I think it's the stuff that I have. I think it's my presentation. I think I do better listings. My pictures are better than a lot of other people's pictures. I have good policies as far as my shipping, my returns, everything. It all kind of goes together. But I also think the fact that this is like pretty much everything that I sell is this vintage streetwear type stuff, brings people in and probably puts me higher up in the search sometimes, depending on what people are looking for. But I mean, as far as pricing goes, you know, there is the whole, what do they call it? Perceived value.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of different things that go into it, but I think when it comes to something that's not not an essential buy, let's say, now we talk a lot about essential and non-essential, something that's just kind of like a impulse buy, pleasure buy, which I would put, you know, a sweatshirt for $160 under that category. People, when they're going to spend that kind of money, they want to look at the item and be like, oh, that's really cool. I can see myself wearing that. And it's like, if it's just like in a pile and with terrible lighting and
laid out on a towel or on your carpet or something.
Yeah. I present it in a way that I make it so I feel like it gives it that value, or it justifies the value that I put on it as far as price goes. All right. Next one for you.
So these did take a long time to sell. I'm not going to lie. These took at least a year, maybe a little bit longer for me to sell. I have about $5 into them. Now, vintage Red Wing boots can do very well. These just happen to be a fairly small size for a man, 8.5. And they're
That's the size I wear.
And they're in, that's small for a man. You're a woman. And they're beat to heck, but they're still solid. So I think, like I said, maybe $10 I have into them. These sold for $182.46. There was no offer. They sold overnight. I woke up one morning and went, oh, because I have sent out offers on these things for as low as $75 without biters.
Yeah.
So
without biters,
without a bite. So I'm quite happy to have sold them for $182.46 plus shipping. Buyer paid $6.95 shipping. They're big, they're heavy. These actually went into a medium flat rate box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, next one for me. Let's move on to Etsy. Now, the only reason I'm showing this sweatshirt, the last time I saw Jesse, he had just come back from the last time he went to the
Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl. Yeah, I'm like, what is it called? The Rose Bowl in California. And he picked up this sweatshirt basically only because he knew I would want it. So he paid $10 for it, and he was like, just give me the $10 for it because I only bought it because of you. And so so I've only had it up for like a couple of weeks probably. And it's just this like beat up, faded, you know, worn and faded sweatshirt, but it's got a sweet shark on it, guys. So it's cool. Anyway, so let's see what I sold it for. Go look over at the old Flipper Tools. And it's actually 10% off of that. So $43.19 is how much I sold this for. But again, it's just like a beat up, faded sweatshirt that I paid $10 for and pretty much turned right around and sold it for 4 times that much. So, you know, don't discount the worn out, beat up, faded stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You ever have people make lowball offers to you and then they're like, it's used.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's supposed to be
all the time.
A reason for you to sell it to them for cheaper. Anyway, go ahead.
So this is one, I might be premature in saying that it sold. It did sell yesterday, and it sold to someone in the United Kingdom, and they have not paid yet. But it sold, they have like 400 feedback. So it's not like a 0 feedback person. And they knew what it was. I don't know why my pictures are so blurry, but I did take these, so I can't blame this on anyone else. The pictures are blurry.
Okay one.
Anyway, I paid $20 for this at a garage sale, and the buyer paid $195 plus an additional $140 shipping, or they should be paying an additional $140 shipping. So we'll see. They made the offer. I accepted the offer, or I think it might have been offers to watchers, one of the two. But they haven't paid yet. So we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I just thought it was a cool sale. I sell every single one of these knitting machines that I buy. Doesn't matter what the brand is.
I'm pretty sure this is one that like I had found the garage sale and I saw that they said they had a knitting machine, so I knew you had to go to it.
That's true.
There's certain things that I know that you always want to be able to get. All right, next one is this Penn State Knit New Lions sweatshirt. This one I actually got. It was that last big buy I did off of Barry just before everything got shut down. So everything I bought for him, I paid like $10 a piece for. And you know, I keep talking about like these kinds of sweatshirts where the print,
the shoulders spell out.
Like, yeah, where it starts on one sleeve and goes all the way across the chest to the other sleeve. It's really popular right now. This one, I mean, it had a little bit of wear, but so I didn't price it like crazy high. I probably should have priced it a little higher. It's only been up for like maybe a week and a half or so. But let's see, what did I sell it for? Out of my way, lady. And this one, it did not go on sale, so it was $69.99. So the amount you see right there, I sold that sweatshirt for $69.99. Not quite $70.
Oh, you started it, not me. Teresa rounds up, so do I.
$69.99, and I paid $10 for it. It's just a cool sweatshirt. So yeah,
it's a cool one.
Always be picking those up, guys. Especially the vintage ones. They do make a lot of them now, like current ones with the same style because it's popular right now.
So this is one of my Etsy sales. I haven't had this that long, maybe a couple of months. I picked it up as an estate sale with the Casper blanket that sold right away. And this one has not sold as quickly, but I only paid $4 for it. It's just this very lightweight coverlet. As a matter of fact, it folds up so small that it's like shipping a sheet. And it sold, I paid $4.
You paid $4 for it, and it sold for what?
$129.95.
That's crazy.
I love me some vintage bedding, vintage blankets, vintage comforters, all that kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
So someone asked if we're open yet. I don't know if we're not open yet. The governor doesn't even have a date yet. We are, everything's closed through May 1st, and I fully expect him to do his meeting tomorrow and extend it.
Yeah. We have what they called, basically phase 1 is
a sheet, not a sheep.
Yeah. Basically phase 1 will be the first phase of opening back up, but what our governor says is that we're not even through phase 0 yet. So phase 0 is that for 14 days we have to continuously be on the decline as far as hospitalizations, and
I don't know, but it's been announced everywhere nationally. Everybody can look and see
what phase 0 is. Let me finish what I'm saying.
We're not even in phase 0 yet.
Okay, you just made my things take even longer because you had to interrupt me to tell me to hurry up. Does that ever work?
No. Unfrickin' fortunately, it does
Somebody
not.
asked the question,
and they have.
And let me say what I want to say. We're getting divorced. We haven't even gotten married yet.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Let me say my GD thing. Anyway, we have to be on the decline for 14 days before we can start phase 1. We have not done that yet. And then once we start with that, it's going to be very limited. So we don't know when exactly it's going to happen. Jerk face. I don't know if you've heard about our tagline, #don't be a dick. You jerk.
Cheryl says no blood, please.
All right. Next one for me.
Who cares?
You're an asshole. This Michael Jordan Dream Team t-shirt. It's a very slim small. So I didn't price it crazy high. It was a little worn, but still it's a cool shirt. It was from when Jordan played in the Olympics. So pretty cool. But I sold a lot of like basketball t-shirts this week. I think
people are missing the sportsing.
I have to say, perhaps, but this was actually on sale. So I sold it for $62.99. So for $62.99, I think I paid like $20 for it. It was real tiny. So, it probably could have sold for more if it was a bigger size, but, $62.99, not too
shabby.
That's right. All right. Next one for you, jerk face.
So this was another Etsy sale. I picked this up at the third day of an estate sale that I had gone to. It was less than 50% off. I believe I paid $17 for this. It's an artist box, so you can see what it is. But I knew it was quality. It's heavy, and vintage boxes like this do sell. Now it is big, it is heavy, it is oversized. It is cool. It is going to be shipped in a big box via FedEx. It is also in our storage unit, so we need to go take a ride to pick it up today or tomorrow so I can ship it out.
No.
Anyway, it sold on Etsy for
hold on.
Sold for $200 on Etsy. I did have it on for free shipping on Etsy. So this is probably going to cost me about $30 to $35 to ship it FedEx ground to where it's going. I think it's going to Indiana. So that's probably what it's going to cost me. And I'm okay with that.
You okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
All right. Okay. Next one for me, more Michael Jordan. This one is an awesome like caricature Michael Jordan that's been tie-dyed, so it's super awesome. It's very cool. I think it's pretty awesome. It does have like this, I don't know if it's like an ink stain or like a paint stain or something like that, but it's got like the stain right here, but I just closed that. But pretty cool shirt.
I thought it blended in with the shirt, actually.
It does kind of, so it's fine. But anyway, this one I sold for, let's see if I can do a little copy and paste over here.
Is this why you had 2 Jordan sales this week? Someone said there's a Jordan doc out right now. Is that why?
People always like Jordan. Anyway, this was on sale, 10% off, so it sold for $89.99. So
not quite $90.
Not quite $90. When I had originally bought it, I think I paid like $30 for it from Jesse, and I don't think I had noticed that spot on the shoulder, and I was like, oh man, but I still sold it for $90. Sorry, $89.99. Okay.
All right.
Fine.
All right.
All right. Last one for
Fair
you.
enough.
Your face.
So I did show this one. This was part of an estate sale where I paid $20 for this photo album. And the content. So it was full of antique photos. And what I did was I cherry picked the crazy ones that were really, really good out of it. And I sold those for over $500 for individually. I think I sold like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And I sold with the ones that were just regular mediocre photos that are probably worth about $5 to $10 a piece. You can see that it's not in fantastic condition or anything like that, but it is a beautiful antique.
Yep.
And so I'd already made well over $500 to $600 on this lot. I paid $20 for this music box and everything in it. And then this was the last item, and it sold this week on Etsy for $129.95 plus shipping. And the buyer left me this glowing feedback, which I loved. So I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So you paid $20 for this with all the pictures in it, and how much do you think you made all together?
I think I didn't add it up, but I think it was close to $800 for everything. So $20 into about $800.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Not so bad. Martha asked, "What do you call the outer cover?" No, not lucite. It was celluloid. If you can see in the title there, celluloid is it's a thin, plasticky type of thing from basically turn of the century. Went into like the 30s or so.
Yeah. Cheryl says we need to start a drinking game, a shot every time mom and dad say something ugly to each other.
We'd be drunk before the end of the show. Do we have to participate?
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. All right. So last one. What?
Britain asked, I wonder which one of them has Stockholm syndrome. He did threaten to come by and bring over some Lysol in the middle of the show and bang intermittently on the front door so the dogs would bark while he was here.
That rotten skunk. All right, last one. Another basketball T-shirt, another Dream Team T-shirt. But this one is actually Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And it's funny because I've had like a lot of interest in the shirt, especially on Grailed. I had one guy that like just kept trying to get me to sell it for less, and I'm like, man, I just can't. I can't do it, dude. Because I have my prices and then I know what kind of my bottom dollar is. And so for this one, it was definitely $100. It's just a really cool shirt. I think I paid like 25 or 30 for it to Jesse. But it's just a really awesome shirt. It's got like front and back, and it's got like both their stats on the back of it. It's just really nice.
I do believe Katy made a comment the other night when we were playing Trivial Pursuit that Larry Bird was one of the people that had played on the Lakers.
I don't know.
And I'm not a sportsing person, but I am from New England. So yeah, it was no.
Are you trying to humiliate me?
Yes, I don't need to try.
We're in front of my friends.
I'm embarrassing you in front of your friends. Oh, stop looking at me like that, you weirdo. Oh my God, you're killing me. All right, well, you're going to take the picture off the screen of the...
Stop! Ow, you just physically assaulted me. So rude. Anyways, I sold it for $100, and that's the whole story.
Cheryl, cheers! Oh, goodness.
That's pretty funny, asshole. All right.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Etsy was like really good to me this weekend, but last week it was dead as a doornail. But this weekend I have 5 orders between yesterday and today to ship out.
It's been a little slow for me the last few days.
What's 911 in Vegas?
Happy to entertain you guys with the abuse I'm enduring here.
You're enduring.
What a jerk.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Are you being abused when I cook delicious meals for you?
Yes.
Are you being abused when I build boxes for you and you insist on selling large, bulky items that you can't? Oh, that's abuse?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to stop that abuse right now.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, guys. All right. You ready to do some hauling? Some hauling notes?
I don't have a lot, so.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
All right,
so you actually have some stuff to show.
I got some cool stuff.
I got some hard goods, but really I only have like 5 or 6 items.
So I've been buying a lot of stuff on like eBay and Mercari and stuff like that. And like I've bought some mediocre stuff. I bought like some lots of like 10 t-shirts here, 15 t-shirts there. But there have been a few items where I thought they were really super cool, and I was stoked that I was able to get my hands on them. My mitts. And this is actually one of my favorites. I listed this today. One of my favorites. I think it's super cool. Check this out.
I like that one.
This PV
amps.
PV guitars.
Oh, PV guitars.
The Freedom Axe. And it's just like a really cool raglan baseball tee. And it's double-sided. And I went ahead and I was just like, F it. And I dumped it in with all the stuff to bleach. And I didn't know.
Bleach balls?
With my bleach balls. And I didn't know like what was going to happen with this blue. It definitely lightened up the blue, but it really brightened up the white. And so it's still pretty worn and faded, but it's not, it looks so much better after I did that. And this is just like a really cool t-shirt, I think.
I think it's a great shirt. If my boobs weren't so big, I would steal that and wear it myself.
I got it for like $15. I bought it off of another buyer or another seller on eBay for like $15, plus tax and stuff. But, like seriously, this is a crazy cool shirt. I actually priced it at like $150. I'll probably would be willing to take $100, but I mean,
it's a great shirt.
I've seen like a couple of other ones, other than this one, that are the ringer tees, and they just don't look as cool as the raglans. I think the raglan style is way cooler.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love those types of shirts. I have a ton of them. So Cece, one heck of a thrifter, wanted to know, Katy, did you get my birthday message? If you're talking about Instagram, Katy sucks at it. So she probably didn't even look.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I did or didn't. I don't know. Sorry, but I appreciate any birthday messages I did get. And on Facebook, it's like, man, I feel like they should I guess I could just take my birthday off of the thing, but you can hide it on your Facebook. because you end up getting like 5 million messages, or like not messages, like posts, and then you can't find half of them because it's like my phone starts freezing up because I'm scrolling down too far, and I feel like I missed.
And you get posts from people you don't really know that you're friends with. See, that's why I'm only friends with people I know and like.
But I'll have to go look when Heck of Thrifter. I'll go look because I like you, and if you sent me a message, I want to say thank you. Anyway, it's a really cool shirt. This I thought was really cool. This one actually came in one of the little T-shirt lots that I got. I didn't really know what it was because it was like a pile of T-shirts and I could only see like parts of them and stuff. But it's this long sleeve shirt. This is actually the Oklahoma Outlaws. This was from the United States Football League, and it's really cool because it's like spelled out on each sleeve. It's got the, see if I can get this to like open up so you can actually see it a little bit better. Anyway, it says USFL down the sleeve. This is actually from 1983. So the United States Football League was like a football league that lasted for maybe a few years in the early 80s, and then it went defunct. Son of a bitch. That's Britain.
No, I think it's Amazon.
Okay. Might be Amazon. Unless it's I'm getting a TV today. One of our friends sold me their TV for $25. So I'm a big spender. I need a TV in my office.
Britain's like, that's not me.
Britain, you're still a son of a bitch. Anyway, so the United States Football League was only around for a few years before I think it went bankrupt or something like that. But it also was, I think one of the owners, if not the owner, was Donald Trump. So I made sure to put that in my keywords.
Really?
Just saying. That's a really cool shirt. I like it. I like it. And then.
No, the babies did not bark. They must be.
They're passed out.
They're passed out. They're
passed out. The air conditioning's on right now, so they just might not have noticed it. They're dumb. Anyway, then there's this amazing T-shirt, which if Kara Cooper sees it, she's gonna lose her shit over this one. But this is just a really cool.
I want to break into the Lion King song every time I see it. Yeah. Why are you touching me with a shirt?
Shut your mouth. Anyway, this is just a really cool kind of like sub-Saharan Africa. It's got the lion. It's got elephants in the background. It's got giraffes. It's got a rhinoceros. Anyway, I think it's gorgeous.
It's about to get physical.
Gorgeous. I listed it. I think I listed it for like $100. So we'll see what happens with that. Then it's funny. I got this one. This is one I ordered on eBay, and I was showing it to Vicki, and she's like, "That looks like every other shirt you get." You guys, you will not believe this. She's so supportive of me and my dream. She likes to lift me up. Wants to make sure I feel special. So here's another shirt that looks like all the other ones I ever get. This one is Big Bend National Park. It's got a cowboy. It's got horses. Yeehaw! It's got some lightning. It wraps around, and it's awesome. You big jerk. Yeah, Alexis is right. Vicki hates nature. It's true. It's true. Such a jerk. Such a jerk. Anyway, Kara says I need some of those giggle drugs.
Kara, you've got plenty, girl.
Apparently, it's just being trapped in the house with me.
Kara's got plenty of edibles and I don't know what else. Yes, I'm calling you out. Yes, I am.
All right, let me show you. I'll show two more and then pass it over to you. So this one came in another lot of T-shirts. I got like 16 T-shirts altogether, but this is one of my favorite ones in that particular lot. And this is a Reagan Once More in '84. So this is a 1984 campaign T-shirt. What I think is funny is I actually have another T-shirt listed. I've listed both of them. I have another one that I got maybe like a month or two ago, and it's Reagan out the door in '84. So it's like I've got like both sides, man.
It was Amazon.
Yeah. Although I think this will probably be more likely to sell than an anti-Reagan T-shirt, because there are obviously still people that look to Reagan as like one of their faves, Republican leaders.
He was my fave president.
But there's probably not a lot of people who are sitting around still angry about Reagan, or I don't know. I'd be like, maybe you need a new hobby or something. But anyway, pretty excited about that T-shirt. And then my last this go round. I love this one. This is just a really cool International Cup, 1986 International Cup gymnastics tournament for, it was in Raleigh, North Carolina. But what's great about this shirt, first of all, I don't know why, but I love gymnastics t-shirts. You know, I've got all my different weird things that I think are cool. I like any of them.
You?
Shut your mouth. I like any of them that are gymnastics, but this one's extra cool because the back has a huge Pepsi graphic on it, and it says a taste born in the Carolinas. So I actually think that adds a lot of value to it. It's just a really cool, and it's like super soft too. I think it came out really good. I threw this in with all
this one's clean. Okay,
stuff.
You can touch
it.
It then.
It went through the bleach balls.
I don't want the ones that came from somebody's house or the thrift store without being clean. Nope, nope, nope.
I rubbed my bleach balls on them.
They're so gross.
All right, go ahead. Sure, face.
Anyway, I don't have a ton to show, but I did. I picked up a bunch of stuff from Barry. I paid a little over $200, I think, for everything. And I just wanted to show some of the highlights. One of them is just an iPod, 160 gigabyte. I think it's like the 6th or 7th generation iPod, but it's one of the thicker ones. It's works perfectly fine. It should sell for about $120 or so. You
had your slave test it for you. That's
yes.
me. I cleaned it. I tested it.
Well, I didn't ask you to clean it. I just asked you to plug it in.
Well, it was pretty gross.
That's fine.
I had to clean it.
Thank you. I've got some True Religion sunglasses. The case is a little bit beat up, but the glasses themselves are great. No scratches or anything like that. They retailed for, I didn't wash those, so I don't know where they came from. They retailed for like $179. I think I can get about $60, $65 for them. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Don't put them on your face. Show your face. I got not one, but 2 super cool fez hats. So if you want to be like a grand poobah, you know, they've got the nice thick tassels on them. They've got the embroidery. This one actually has a tassel pin on it. So these are pretty cool. These sell for like $60 to $75.
That's crazy. What are these people doing with them?
They wear them. That's a tiki thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
Let's see. I did get one of these in my bag. I can't sell it anywhere. So these do retail. This is a painter's mask, but it's a respirator style painter's mask. And they're dated. So like this one is good through the end of the summer. I can't sell it anywhere for obvious reasons. None of the platforms will allow it, but it does retail for about $80. In case you or anybody you know needs one, feel free to hit me up for it. I'm selling it below retail. I'm not trying to price gouge on it, but I can't sell it anywhere. So it just came in my lot of stuff. I don't have anybody to donate it to either. So before somebody, you know, tries to ask me to do that, I believe me, I've donated a lot. So let's see. The other thing that I picked up is, this was from Barry as well. This is one of those commercial, kind of like a hospital clinic style thermometer. It's the kind where you have all the disposable little ends on them, and they, you know, it pops off when you're done. These sell for quite a bit. So even used, this is going to sell for about $150. I tested it, cleaned it up. It just I don't have the disposable things. You buy them separate.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So those are the things.
Tommy says, OMG, do those hats sell?
They do.
How do you know if they're worth picking up?
They're always worth picking up. I mean,
there's like cheapo ones.
No, but this is very nicely made. It's leather bound on the inside. It's vintage. It's embroidered.
Isn't that a Shriners thing too?
Yeah, it's a Shriners thing. It's exactly what it is. It's a fez. It's just the type of hat. But no, people wear them as it's a tiki thing.
Yeah,
it's a tiki thing, which is weird. And let's see. I've got 2 other things to show. I'm really only going to show one because it's 2 of the same thing. But I got 2 of these in my lot of stuff that I picked up from Barry, or that Barry brought to me. I got 2 of these aluminum external frame, vintage, made in the USA, JanSport hiking backpacks. So it's the kind that has, you know, the hip protectors. It's huge. It's for somebody that's, you know, seriously doing some hiking and they're carrying their sleeping bag and
I'm going to take one way around.
All that kind of stuff. Well, there you go. Now you have something to run away from home with. But yeah, so I got 2 of those. They are expensive to ship because of the size, but they're very lightweight. They only weigh about between 4 to 6 pounds a piece. So you just wrap them in a contractor's bag, tape it down real well, and ship it FedEx. They're not heavy, they're just big. USPS would be a fortune because of the size. So, you know, I sell those for like $100 or so.
Crazy. Danica wants to know, does Barry have a time machine?
No, but Barry is a hustler. So Barry just buys and sells all day long. That's what he does. He's a flipper. He will buy and sell. He does sell a little bit online. I love you, Barry, but your listings are terrible. And I told him that to his face. But
he doesn't have the patience for it.
He doesn't have a patience for the long haul that it takes to build up and a store and stuff like that. But he's real good. He has a good eye at buying and negotiating. So he buys big lots of things from, you know, garage sales and businesses, and he's always hustling. And, you know, that way he sells to a lot of other people.
Yep. So, all right. So you're done?
No, we did not buy Barry's $250 Instagram deal. We've already picked through a lot of Barry's stuff.
I don't know what his,
he was trying to get rid of his lower priced stuff in one big lot.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. So I also got a bunch of different sweatshirts, ski sweatshirts, because you know how I do. So I got this awesome ski Utah kind of worn and faded sweatshirt, but I think it's pretty cool. So any of the stuff that I bought individually on eBay, I probably paid maybe like $15, $20 tops for. But just a really cool,
including delivery, like, right?
Yeah.
What color is the probe, Allison? The color is it's silver, but it does come, versions of it come with a blue probe.
Why are we talking about
probings? I don't know, but that's an actual valid question for the type of item.
Is it valid? I don't know.
Maybe not the way Allison asked it, but
another ski sweatshirt.
I don't have the Rona. Sorry, I don't have the Rona.
Back off. Anyway, Big Boulder, another awesome ski sweatshirt, and my favorite, Liz will appreciate this one. This one that just says Ski Colorado. Woo woo! Woo. Anyway, I love me all the skiing stuff. Makes me happy.
It's not the Rona, Sandra. Pat Norman, we do know Pat buys from Barry because you've told us, but he's also told us, so that we were grateful to have made that connection.
Yep. And Britain just bought something from him too. So.
I think a few of our viewers have reached out to Barry and purchased from him before, so that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I have a handful of other things that I bought on eBay, and then I'm going to show you a handful of stuff I bought from Barry this week. But I also love, among my many loves, is anything space travel, NASA related. I think this one's awesome. I think I did pay probably closer to $20 for this one, but I will sell it for like $70 to $100. So just a really cool NASA moon landing T-shirt that I love. And then Vicki's super jealous of this one that I got. I got this one from Canada, free shipping though. But I think I paid $20 for this one. But look at the majesty and the magic of this LA gear. You guys were worried.
Neon tie-dye.
You guys were worried we were going to go through a whole show without any all-over prints.
Oh.
All-over print T-shirt. This amazing LA gear came all the way down from Canada, eh? Canada, eh? And man, I feel like the camera doesn't quite pick up how nice and bright these colors are on this, so it mutes it a little bit.
Teresa swears she totally had that shirt.
I bet she did.
All in caps.
I bet she did. But guys, this next shirt that I got, this is gonna blow your minds. This is another, speaking of majesty,
really good one. This is a good one too.
Woo, this one is majestic. It is just, I think I paid like $20 for this one as well. But you're gonna see why. Do you think they're ready for it?
They might be.
They might be?
They might be.
I don't know. Oh, here we go. Look at this, guys. We're talking, it's like a mashup of two of my favorite things. Dolphins, marine life, ocean life, and outer space. We got outer space. We got planets. We got comets. We got stars. We got galaxies. And we've got some kick-ass.
That is some.
Actually, not dolphins.
Galactic dolphins.
But look at the back. The back is humpback whales.
Yeah.
What? Blowing my mind, guys. Galactic dolphins and humpback whales.
Bonnie Curtis says galactic dolphins. I think that's.
Yeah,
everything is Katie's favorite thing. It's true. It's true, Teresa.
It's true, but I have a special place in my heart for anything space, all over print, animals, particularly whales,
all
and
together.
Dolphins.
Yes,
and it's like this.
It's all
is
your favorite.
Amazing. I could see Ryan wearing this.
That is. I said that when you pulled it out. That's a Ryan Root shirt.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. It's
Ryan would buy that from you actually if you sent him a message because I totally can see him wearing it.
Well, I want to sell it for at least 100. Well, I'm probably gonna have it.
He pays up for the ones he likes.
That's true.
You should send him a link when you list it because I can see him wearing that.
All right, so last but not least, so I bought a bunch of T-shirts from Barry. I brought up a handful of them that I'm pretty excited about.
And I'm not even going to address that comment.
Britain, inappropriate. Anyway, this first one, let's keep going with these all over Prince T-shirts. Look at this beauty right here.
I still don't understand that one.
She's like, I don't get it. And I'm like, we talking about Rod Stewart. He plays soccer. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, what are you talking about? And then she got really mad
because I clearly talk like that.
She slapped me and stomped out of the room. Went and ate some Cadbury mini eggs. Came back, slapped me again, and then took a nap.
I think somebody has a very active imagination.
Anyway, anyone who knows anything,
I know nothing. Why the frig is there an Oliver Prince shirt with Rod Stewart?
There are certain things that people know about Rod Stewart. One, he's a musician. Two,
got that one.
He loves soccer. And three,
got that one.
Don't ever listen to anyone tell you a story about him getting his stomach pumped in the hospital because it's inappropriate. Anyway, this right here.
All right, with the
magical.
face. With the face.
Magical.
Get it out of my face.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I've got a couple of just.
Who is going to wear a Rod Stewart shirt with soccer balls?
You're so effing rude.
Clearly, and look. Who else? Girls, you with me? How bad is this? This is the manicure that's happening right now. the fingernail growth. It's pretty
disgusting. Bad. It is disgusting. You're right. Anyway, I only brought a few of the T-shirts up, but I actually had like a whole bunch of them. But anyway, so we'll start with this nicely faded Megadeth T-shirt from 1998. Obviously, it would sell for a lot more if it was older. But this one has such a nice even fade all over it. I actually do think I can sell this for like $80. It's magical.
I think Alexis just inadvertently called Allison an idiot.
What?
Because Allison said I would definitely wear that shirt, and at the same time, Alexis said idiots, Vicki. That's who. That's some funny shit, girls.
All right, last two.
Oh wait, Thrift Raider says I feel the quarantine might be getting to y'all. You think? All
right, down to the last two T-shirts. Now these T-shirts are beyond destroyed. They are faded. They are stained. They are raggedy. They are torn up. They got holes. They're threadbare, and I plan to sell them for a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. First one is this Metallica T-shirt. And
that's a good one.
It's a cool one. It's got the stage set for 91, 92, 93. And you can find other ones on like eBay and stuff like that. And some of them have sold for a lot. I've seen some sell for over $200, and I've seen some sell for like 50 or 60 bucks. I think some people way undersell them. I actually think this one I can price up really high because it's one of those ones where it's like seriously so worn. It's got holes everywhere in it. It's like that perfect kind of like wear where it's like
where some boho hipster chick that weighs 82 pounds is going to buy it and slice the edges off and wear it because it's perfectly broken in, and she couldn't name a single Metallica song.
But yeah, it's just a early 90s Metallica T-shirt that's just beat to shit, and those are my favorite kind. But I think I should be able to make at least $250 off of this one. It's just really good.
Yep. See, Sandra's with me.
What?
Some kid with a lot of money that has never. Somebody's going to cut the sleeves off of that and wear it to Coachella if they could. If Coachella was actually happening.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I don't care. They can do what they want. Now, some of you are going to be like, I don't know what that is. And some of you are going to understand how freaking cool this next t-shirt is. This is the last thing I'm going to show you guys. So those of you who are taking a little nap right now,
like Martha says, is another t-shirt.
Yeah. This is the last one, I promise. But some of you are going to understand why I'm so excited about this. First of all, this one is maybe even more beat up than that Metallica one was. This one's got like holes everywhere. The neck is like all destroyed and ripped up. This one's just like real rough.
Shoulder holes.
Oh yeah, it's
arm holes everywhere.
Really super thin.
It kind of looks like the little dude on the front ate the shirt.
Single stitch. This one's amazing. But you guys ready? Are you guys ready for this action? Wait till you see this. That's what we got right here. This is a Vandals t-shirt, 1985. It looks like this was for like a specific show. It's a Saturday, February 16th. It's got the Vandals, Text of the Horseheads, Detox, Broken Homes. I personally am a big Vandals fan. I love me some Vandals. So when I saw this, I was really excited. And there's not really a lot, you know, you're talking about a punk band that didn't have the notoriety of like a lot of these like big national bands or international bands. But they were very popular within the punk scene. So you're just not going to see as many like really cool old vintage t-shirts by a band like the Vandals. So I'm pretty excited about it. And I think,
yeah, Tommy, I'm with you. Who's the Vandals? I don't know.
I know. That's why I said a lot of you guys aren't going to care. You're not going to know what the big deal is. But I'm telling you, this.
Stop hitting me with the clothes.
No. Anyway, I'm going to try and sell this for at least a couple $100. I think I can, because you just can't find the same shirt. Like that Metallica one, you can find a bunch of them. I think mine, because of the condition it's in, I think it's going to actually sell for better because it's so beat up. But it's not like a t-shirt you can't find anywhere. Whereas something like this, amongst a smaller but very rabid fan base, you're not going to be able to find something like this easily. So I think I can sell it for a couple.
Yeah, Jen, I looked at a couple of the Roots t-shirt boxes. I think he bought a ton of really, really great stuff.
Well, you didn't see what the boxes are that he sent out.
No, I saw parts of what he purchased because that was what they were showing. I actually follow them more than you do.
No, I know. So, I was just asking for clarification.
Yeah, so I think their stuff looks really good. I'm not sure that it would be enough of a profit margin for me. Mm-hmm. But for somebody who doesn't know how to pick or doesn't have the ability to pick or doesn't have the ability to find that type of stuff, yeah, I mean, it's curated boxes, just like the boxes that Katy's doing. They're just a little bit higher.
Did anybody hear what they had their boxes priced at and how many items you got in it? Because I went and looked at the link and they'd already sold out, so it didn't have like a price listed. It didn't have any info. So I'm really curious. I don't know if anyone's done like an unboxing. I'd like to see like how many pieces, how much they charge, what kind of stuff is in them, because obviously I'm curious. I mean, because if it's this kind of stuff I would want, it's at a price point that would work for me, I would definitely buy one, but I need to know.
I don't think there was enough margin in there for maybe for Katy or I for what we do, but I think for someone else that is buying that doesn't have the ability to source for themselves, doesn't have the knowledge to source that well for that type of item, all of the above, I think they had some really good stuff.
Yeah, they had a lot of like really awesome stuff for sure. Yeah, they were like, okay, so Thrill of Thrifting, so they were like $500 or $600 a box. Do you have any idea like how many pieces you got in the box that you paid $500 for?
10 premium for $650, 14 middle ground for $500.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, so that's like for people. That's not really like a beginner's kind of like I'm just jumping into doing t-shirts and I'm going to buy one of these boxes. Mm-hmm. Like you got to kind of know what you're doing and have like a somewhat of a
like an average of $65 for 10 premium shirts. Those shirts better. If I were to spend $65 on anything, it's going to sell for over $250 for me, or it's not worth it. Some other people might want to sell it for $100, and that's a small enough margin for them, and they're okay with that. That wouldn't work for me. That's not my business model. So I doubt that they all would sell for $250 or more. That's the only way that I would.
I'll pay $60 for a t-shirt. I know I can sell for $150 if it's a shirt that I'm really excited about. I think is really cool, like that Batman Returns Penguin t-shirt. It was something that I was really excited about, and I knew I could sell it for enough money, and I was willing to pay up a little bit for it.
Or if it's something you're going to wear, or if you've got a physical storefront and you're selling these great pieces, I mean, there's a market for everything. Clearly, they sold out very quickly, so there was a market.
It's tough. And when it comes to selling like vintage T-shirts like that, the really high value,
you really need to know what you're talking about.
Well, not just that, but you kind of need to have an audience to a certain degree, and I don't mean audience like on YouTube. I mean like a customer base. Mm-hmm. So for instance, like Jesse at Yesterday's Fits, like he can buy stuff that he knows he can turn around and sell. He has the buyers already in mind. You know, so and so will want this T-shirt. I can sell it to him for $300, so I will pay $150 because I know tomorrow I'm going to sell it for $300. But that takes a lot of time, and that takes cultivation. And so it's tough. Yeah.
They sold their individual ones were high priced, but they were not selling them for resellers. They were selling them for collectors or for someone that wanted it for themselves. Yeah. And they had some fantastic pieces. I actually tried to buy one. I was too late. I tried to buy one for Katy. There was an ET one that was awesome, and it wasn't priced too high. I was trying to buy it.
No, it was only like $30. It
was like $30 vintage Ringer ET shirt. It was fantastic.
And it said "Be good."
Yeah, it was just it went so quickly.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to see more of them.
Okay, $500 for 40, $12.50 a piece for mid-tier. Thank you, Saxton. That's actually a much more reasonable figure for a reseller.
Yeah,
a $12.50 for mid-tier, if depending on what they're considering mid-tier for pricing.
That's why I'd like to see like what one of those boxes looks like, because it depends on like what kind of stuff. Because I wouldn't necessarily want to spend $500 for 40 T-shirts if they were all going to be kind of boring to me. Mm-hmm. But I have like very specific things that make me excited. So that's why it's really tough for me to go out and buy like boxes from other people sight unseen, because it's like, if they don't know what I like, then I might be like, meh. So anywho,
I spent $500 for 125 pieces, and they were mostly, well, 25 of them were kind of worthless, and then the rest were all mediocre.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just bought,
and it was not from them, but let me just say it was not a Rally Roots purchase.
But I just bought those T-shirts from Barry, and I don't remember exactly how many I ended up getting, but not that many, and maybe 20 tops. And I spent $500 on like maybe 20 T-shirts. But I had those T-shirts in my hand, and I was looking at them, and I was going through piece by piece and being like, hey, what would I pay for this? Because how much do I think I could make on it? And I knew what I was getting, and it wasn't just a random box of $500 worth of T-shirts. So, but I had to know that I had some real winners in there in order to do that. So anyway,
so Wednesday, we do have another masked reseller happening on Wednesday on our show. As a matter of fact, I'm going to message that person now to remind them to get me some information. Yeah. And we'll so we can chat this week before I forget.
Yep. Mem here now. Was it Mem here now? Says, do you know if comic books are worth selling? I would say, if you're asking that question, no, because comic books are it's a very complicated market to get into if you don't already have a passion for comics and know comics. For every comic that's worth money that you can make money off of, there's a bazillion of them that are absolutely worthless. So I would say it's probably not the kind of thing I would suggest anyone who's not already like super immersed in the comic book world to actually get into, because you're going to want to like throw yourself off a cliff. So
yeah, as Jen said, it is a huge learning curve on comics as far as grading and researching and all that stuff. Yeah.
Or even just knowing like what, different types, like I feel like I have a pretty good knowledge base for like T-shirts and stuff, but that took a long time. Comic books is like a whole nother ball game, and knowing like why something might be worth more.
And collectors are very, very particular. So if it's not a niche for you, and if it's not, I mean, I've done it, I've sold them. I've also sold baseball cards. I've sold just about everything you can imagine. And there's definitely many, many, many resources to research how to grade, what's worth things, what isn't worth selling. But if it's, if it's just the mediocre comic books, very, very few made in the last 40 years have any value. Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, because like I think the 90s was when like the whole thing exploded where people were like, oh, if you get like the first edition of this or first edition of that, then it's going to be worth $1 million. People were actually investing in buying comic books. And so what happened was they call it like the whole speculation time of comic books. And so they were making like shit tons of copies of everything and just completely flooded the market. So almost everything like from the 90s is like worthless.
So yeah, somebody asked, I don't know where Greg Dupage Picker has been. As a matter of fact, I messaged him the day before yesterday. It was his birthday. So him and Dana and Katy all had their birthday within the same week, and we're all here in town together, and nobody was able to do a darn thing for birthdays. So he's okay, but we haven't seen him obviously because we haven't been able to. So he moved here.
Basically,
he moved here literally on March 11th. We saw him, he got here March 11th, got into his place on March 11th. We saw him on the 12th, and then we pretty much all hit lockdown.
Yeah.
So he's been, living in the place that he rented, and we haven't been able to see each other. So
yeah.
I think he's doing okay. I think, if anybody wants to reach out and say hi to him. But he hasn't been on any of the live shows in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was talking about going back to Illinois. He was talking about going back for a little while. I mean, he came here and hasn't been able to do anything, and we're not going to be opening up anytime soon for the Vegas experience. So he does still have a lot of his stuff there. So he's talked about going back and then coming back here in the fall, and hopefully that would be better. I don't know if he has yet.
Britain is blaming Greg for the restaurant closing.
The one restaurant
that we went to.
We all went to play trivia on the last night of the last night of the real world, and we were probably the last group of people they served. They closed permanently during this pandemic. We went to play trivia. Trivia was not even on that night. Everybody was already starting to shelter in place without the orders. People were just not going anywhere.
Danica has a very important bleach ball question. Okay, so Danica has vintage standard pillowcases with print. I mean, if it's like print on top of the material as opposed to dyed fabric, I mean, I would say it's worth a try if you're not, as long as you're not going to kill me if it like goes poorly. But if it's print, it shouldn't affect it at all. So, and for me, even some of the dyed fabric, when it's lighter, it doesn't really make much of a difference. But if they're kind of gross, pillowcases, like you really don't want to have stains on the pillowcase.
You don't want to have the drool stains on them.
Yeah. So I would say go for it and let us know how it goes, your experiment with the balls. Just saying. Anyway.
So Maybell asked, do you notice any trends in what is selling right now? I know games and crafts. Any other trends in clothing or hard goods? Anything that has to do with any type of home improvement, crafting, hands-on type of stuff is selling. As far as trending, I sell such a wide variety of crap, and it's all selling right now. So the first couple of weeks when everything first happened in March into mid-March, I think everybody was a little bit afraid. Spending slowed almost to a screeching halt for the first few weeks, unless you were selling specific items. So I know that we were afraid. We were like, oh crap, what now? I don't know what to do if our stuff isn't selling. But then in the last 2 weeks or so, sales have skyrocketed, at least for me, and I think for Katy as well, and a lot of other people.
It went up last week, this week, not so
so I think it just, I don't really have a rhyme or reason answer for you. Some people are doing fantastically well and some are not doing as well. I think if you're selling just clothing, you might be having a tougher time. If you have a mixed variety of stuff, I think you're doing okay.
If you have any puzzles, seriously, and you're not listed, list them now, because certain parts of the country are starting to open up back up again a little bit. I'd say in another month, probably there'll be a lot more people going out and doing stuff. So right now, that's one thing that like anybody who sells puzzles, they've been flying off the shelves. So definitely.
Yeah. And Alexa said, yeah, so much for unemployment. Well, thankfully we have not needed it. Katy and I have not needed it because our state doesn't even have it open yet for self-employed people. So it's just not even an option. It's not even an option for like another month here. So, and we'll be open by then everywhere.
Yeah. For sure. So somebody was asking, like, how do you tell the difference between dyed from print? I don't really, you should be able to tell. I mean, you know, anything like a T-shirt like this was printed on there. Like they used a print, some sort of, you know, either screen printing or whatever it was to actually put a graphic on this T-shirt. And then they, you know, but otherwise it's like, I don't know. Let's see. Like this sweatshirt, this is dyed blue. This isn't printed on there. It's just the color of the fabric. Whereas the print, usually you can feel it. It's a little bit
raised.
It's just slightly raised because there is actually like some sort of paint or printing material on it, as opposed to just the fabric. So if I threw this into the wash with a bunch of bleach balls, it would either totally lighten up the whole thing, or it would leave bleachy, blotchy spots all over it. But it would affect this, but it wouldn't affect this. So that's all. That's all. Yeah, video games have been selling a lot.
Yeah, video games and gaming systems have been selling well too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been playing Super Nintendo games on my computer.
Because you're a geek.
Because, you know, you can just say I'm real naughty, and I have a Super Nintendo emulator on my computer, and so then I have the files for different games, and so I can play any Super Nintendo game I want on my own computer, and I use a USB port to plug in my little controller, and I can play any Super Nintendo game that's ever been made, pretty much. Are you jealous? See how jealous she is that she doesn't get to play? Anyway, so right now I'm playing Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, but I have that one, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country. Those are all ones I really like. I really like the Alien 3 one that Super Nintendo had. So that's what I've been doing. Just a little bit of that. I don't need to order any games online. So there. All right, guys. It is about 3:30. I think we're going to head on out of here, unless you guys have any pressing questions to ask. Allison wanted to know if we're going to be okay. She wanted us to hug it out because she was feeling weird about it, but I'm not touching you.
Ew.
You have the Rona
germs.
Jerk. And you're a jerk. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We always have fun with you. I'm glad we had like a little baby haul this week, even if it wasn't
a little
like
bit
too crazy and exciting. Although that dolphin humpback whale T-shirt, it's legit. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Will I be running for mayor? Yeah. No.
No way.
No. Back when I lived back east, I was heavily involved in some local stuff back east, and I was actually approached about running for office, not for mayor, running for office back like 15 years ago. It would not have been a good idea. I had to talk people. I had endorsements.
You'd go to prison.
Yeah, I don't have the diplomatic temperament to be a politician.
Yeah. Or to have, I mean, you already deal with it just a very tiny bit with this. You know, we do have trolls and people who will send, you know, shitty messages, leave shitty comments and stuff like that. But can you imagine if you were actually like, a politician, like just having like so many people
I'd have to buy a machine gun.
Teresa says nap time.
Yeah, Britain's coming by to bring me some Lysol, so I'm not taking a nap.
Yeah, and our friend Jeff's bringing me a TV. He's got like you know, when I had my accident, I had a TV in my office. We moved it into the bedroom and it never came back. And so when I work, I watch like TV and stuff like that, but I watch it on my phone and it's just pretty sad. Anyway, and he was talking the other day, we were talking on Zoom, and he was saying that he has like a 40-inch TV that they had in their bedroom that they never use, and he wants to get rid of it. And so I paid a whole $25 for like a 4-year-old TV that's been used like maybe 5 times. So I'm feeling
we do have one super fan. The other 2 or 3 will show up over the next couple of hours per usual.
Anyway, all right,
we worry about the trolls. Someone asked, are they kind of threatening? No. Anybody that needs to threaten somebody behind a computer is not manly enough.
It's not a manly thing.
Is not bold enough to do it to somebody's face. That's all.
Well, yeah, and they live in their own miserable world. The thing is, it's never about you. It's about the person that's saying the really mean stuff. They clearly have issues, and it's not about you. So anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you on Wednesday when we have a super awesome installment of The Masked Seller. It's going to be a tough one, guys. It's going to be tough.
It is.
You're going to want to be there. It's going to be a good one. Anyway, so we will see you then. And until then, maybe you can take our own advice. # don't be a dick.